take her.
Hey, pole. Umesema tuanze wapi?
Anza na ujama. And then the guy in the specs there.
Kindly introduce yourself and tell us your question.
My name is Abokelisha, and Waziri, thank you. I just want to compliment what you are doing, and I want to urge you that the next financial bill kindly consider extending the tax base. There are people who are not paying tax in this nation, and they go unnoticed. So next time when you are doing it, prepare it and make sure you expand the tax base so that we can reduce taxing those who are paying, for example, those who are in employment. See, those people are crying. Their pay slip is overburdened. So we extend the tax bill. Then again, these are just a recommendation that right now we are working on it. But again, we will present it to the CS Education. We are thinking this way. The only way we can manage our public universities is not to hire the vice chancellors, the professors as the vice chancellors. We need to do a reform in this institution so that we can hire the CEOs to run these public universities with the mind of making a profit for the universities, because the resources are scarce and the scarce resources need to be utilized perfectly. So it is a research we are doing. The moment we will finalize it, we will present it to the right authorities so that it be implemented. Because I'm finalizing.
Please, we need to ask. We do not have the time.
Waziri, nimesukumwa, but I'm asking you, the 6K, Baba promised us. Kindly do something for that 6K.
Asante. Next question.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Munaita, President of the Youth Banking Summit. My question is about the integration of the Auditor General's report into the finance bill. This year, I know you're seeking to raise almost 35 billion, but if you look at the Auditor General's report at the end of June 2024, the amount that was unsupported and could not be accounted for is actually 34 billion, which is just a billion less than what you're looking for from the MDAs. So how are you planning to use the finance bill or to use the powers vested upon you to bring to account the individuals highlighted in the Auditor General's report and reduce the need for borrowing and extra taxation, because that money is within the country and the Auditor General has already highlighted where it is?
Let's come to this end. There's a gentleman here, right behind her, and then this lady, and then we'll take just those for now.
I rise to speak on the protocol as already established. Good afternoon. My name is Willis Okeo. I am a teacher at a school in Kiambu. CS tunajuana na yeye, ananiita Jacobunda. The question that I want to ask is, I want to see us from today when I go out there to explain to people, especially in my staff room, where this question, this blanket statement they always give. 2025 is a short of taxes, but long on how to fix the economy. You will give me the answer that I will go and explain to them so that they understand. One more on, there are children that are, their parents are disabled. These children are treated normally as other children. Is there in your budget, and now it is a proposal, is there in your budget or your plan how they can be treated differently? Maybe their education can be made free, primary and secondary and even tertiary, be made free so that they don't undergo the normal way these other normal people without disability are undergoing. That is all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I think we'll close it at that. Bona CS. Oh yes, sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm sorry I was a bit late. My name is Gashi Karaoke. I may have missed a bit of what you guys had addressed, but here are a few pointers, stroke questions.
No,
I run a CBO. It's called Ustawi KE, a youth-led organization. And one of the things I'm realizing in the past 3 months, because I've been trying to observe the conversation around public finance in this country, is there's not enough from the Treasury and also the KRA on the nitty-gritties of what we need to understand as young people and young taxpayers. Bwana Waziri, young Kenyans in this country want to meaningfully participate in nation building, contribute in revenue raising, or getting revenue for their government, but we don't have enough information. So it becomes very easy for misinformation and disinformation, and especially for rural young people who are less likely to fact check what they are reading or what they are consuming. So what are you guys doing, especially this time when we're deliberating on the public finance conversation, and especially the finance bill?
You have another question? It had been asked. It had been asked, honestly.
Let me finish, because I know where I'm getting with this.
All right.
On matters disinformation and misinformation, which was very critical last year in the debacle we saw on 25th June. We don't want a repeat of that. So what is the Treasury doing to, working with other stakeholders, perhaps even with the county commissioners, chiefs, and other stakeholders, in ensuring this particular conversation is mirrored in every sub-county? Next, menstrual health products are pharmaceutical products, and they should be considered pharmaceutical products as opposed to cosmetic products, which is what we do as a country. What are you doing to ensure that, as much as possible, when you're making considerations for, I don't know, zero rating, waiving taxes or whatever, that young people, young women and persons who might need sanitary towels, diapers for the adults and the youth, for the adults and the kids, what are you doing to ensure that they are able to access them and they're affordable for all of them? Thank you.
All right. We're already short of time. Sorry. I'm very sorry.
So I would request her to start, yes.
Waziri, I'll help you answer the question raised by Mwalimu. There's a bill already on the disability issues. I think normally Treasury must also work with the laws that are there in the House. The Persons with Disability Bill was already passed, but the Act is there. So that will be able to solve the problem on allocation, targeting children, both with any kind of disability, invisible disabilities like ADHD, dyslexia. It's quite expensive for the parents. Already the National Council for Persons with Disability allocates some money, but with the implementation of this particular bill, it will be able to target a wider group. So maybe that can help you answer the question. It's a process that's already in the House, and I'm part of the one of the proponents of that particular bill, alongside the Kenya Sign Language Bill. Waziri, as I hand you the mic, the young people from Garissa are also asking, and the larger Northeastern, the challenge on roads, because it's a security issue. We know the allocations for the budget for security. What could be that one answer that we can give them? And I can also be able to give them the same. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bonasias, if you can keep it short.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll really keep it short because I think I'm running out of time as well.
Yeah.
On expansion or expanding tax base, this we are dealing with very well. Actually, if you look at this finance bill, a lot of it is to expand tax base. Because how do you expand tax base? You expand tax base by bringing those who should pay taxes and are not paying. That can only be done by making tax visibility better, that you are able to see those people who have made some money and are supposed to pay taxes and they are not paying. So that we are already doing. This finance bill is a lot on reforms. It's a lot on streamlining. And also we are giving capacity to the revenue collector, KRA, to do that, to be able to have tools that they require to be able to collect taxes. On reforms at the university, I think that is a good one. You go on, and I think it will be processed properly, procedurally, so that I'll leave at that. In terms of integrating or integration of the reports of the Auditor General into the finance bill, yes, a lot the Auditor General has spoken to. A lot of it is pointing to procurement challenges, and that is why we are improving procurement processes, and we are bringing in e-procurement as IT solution to our procurement challenges. A digital way of procuring, so that we reduce human interaction with the system. Actually, anywhere where you open a system to human interaction, it is prone to abuse. And so that we are doing. Willis, the other question that you asked was, really this was not a question. I think you wanted me to comment on how this is short, this finance bill is short on taxes, raising measures, and long on fixing the economy. How do we fix the economy? We make business, ease of doing business better. And this you can do if, one, you create certainty in taxation. Two, you make taxation simpler, how people get to compute their taxes, and that is what we are trying to do, so that we don't make paying of taxes punitive, oppressive, costly. That is what this finance bill is trying to address, alongside other challenges. There's a question on lack of information. I think the lady, unfortunately I didn't get your name, but you asked a question about, actually you gave a comment about lack of information, especially in the rural areas. That is factual. And one of the strategies that we have employed with this finance bill and the budget estimates is that we have gone to the vernacular stations, which are listened to widely across the country, and we have assigned our officers. Mwenda here has been very active in various stations, Kiswahili stations. I told him to be stepping in for me in Kiswahili stations because he knows my weaknesses and shortcomings when it comes to that area. But he has also been in relevant vernacular station. I don't want to say which one. I've said relevant because I don't want to profile my staff. Now, I've also personally gone to a relevant vernacular station. I also don't want to say which one again because we are all Kenyans. But I think I've also picked something from you that we probably need to use national government offices much better, even to also engage in barazas. Because you remember there was a time when chiefs and assistant chiefs had a major role in spelling out government programs, policies, and they were very active and good in doing it. I remember the district focus for rural development was actually being championed and pioneered and patroned through the chiefs, assistant chiefs, and the DOs across the country. That I think we can bring back. On the issue that one of us has raised,